Hey baddies! Our guest today is Issa Amro, a Palestinian Muslim who is nominated for the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize for his nonviolent resistance, activism, and human rights defense work amongst Israeli occupation in Hebron, West Bank. We are also graced with a guest host, Anna D. Loucks, who lives here in Goshen with her family and is the co-director of Michiana Voices for Middle East Peace. You can read her full bio below. We begin by hearing about how Issa's childhood was shaped and rocked by violence and increased efforts of occupation control. Issa shares about the countless times he has been arrested, beaten, and humiliated by the Israeli military, and why he still intentionally chooses not to fight back with violence, but instead, along with other tactics, he works to make the occupation costly. Issa shares how his Islamic faith shapes this nonviolent work, and how he is not the first or only Palestinian person to do this work. He is instead joining a long line of Palestinian resistors who have fought back by continuing to exist, to live, and to stay. This might be an episode that you want to watch instead of listen to, because I have added pictures throughout and a video of Issa when he was confronted by soldiers. But just a heads up, at exactly 45 minutes and 32 seconds, the video cuts out. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but we kept recording the audio. But when the video cuts out, I have instead included photography by Anna that she took on her trip to Palestine this spring. Content warning, Issa talks briefly but frankly about the violations of the Israeli military, which include being beaten and sexual assault. Issa's story and commitment to remain in Palestine for his people is one that will stay with me always. I hope you enjoy.
So they are trying to remove our identity, to remove our nationality as Palestinians, to remove us completely by a policy of that they don't evict you physically by hands, but they make it impossible for you to stay.
Okay. 1, 2, ready, go.
Welcome to the Called to Be Bad podcast. My name is Mariah Martin, and I feel called to be bad. It turns out I'm not the only one. Join us as we dig into all things bad, scandalous, deviant, the stuff that makes good church folks squirm in the sanctuary. Why? Well, because sometimes the scandalous is spiritual, deviant is divine, and bad is beautiful. Say yes to the call, and let's see what holy trouble we get into today. Hello, Issa and Anna. Welcome to the podcast. It's good to have you both here. This is my first time doing a recording with the people in the room. Normally, we're both online together, so It's nice to share space with you all.
Up close.
Yeah, up close and personal. So today, we are going to talk about Issa's nonviolent resistance work against Israeli occupation, which is a big topic. We might go many different directions. We'll see. But before we do that, I'm curious what you all are drinking today in your mugs. Anna, you brought the coffee. You want to talk about that a little bit?
There's not much to it. It's the brand, like the store brand, whatever's cheapest.
Okay.
I add a little dash of cinnamon, and that's about it.
Ooh, cinnamon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And
Let's try the coffee.
yeah, should we take our sip?
You can be the judges of my cheapo coffee.
Oh, no, it's good coffee, so I can answer the questions.
Okay, good.
That is a prerequisite to a good conversation.
Coffee makes me relax to answer your hard questions.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I always say that it's my goal to make it feel like we're just sitting around the table drinking coffee, talking about all the podcast ranges from fun topics to serious topics, so we kind of go all over the place. Mm-hmm. So we kind of want to know a little bit more about you. What was your life growing up like? What was your childhood like growing up in Hebron?
I was born on 1980 on April 13th.
April 13th.
So tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh, right, that's right. We had a cake last night at the Michiana Voices.
I will celebrate my birthday on the plane.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm 45 years old now.
Yeah.
So 45 years of hard life. My childhood was I was a happy child. I was going to school. And I hope all the students who are listening to us to go to school and do their assignments and listen to their parents, because education is very important for their future.
Yeah.
And I was very optimistic about my future as a very good student in the school who took care of his assignments, studying hard, and playing soccer.
Yes, I heard you say play. I also played soccer, so that made my heart happy to hear.
Yeah, I was playing soccer every morning and every afternoon.
Okay.
For the school and after the school. And one of the memories in my childhood, that whenever my mother used to lose me from the house, she would find me in the banana storage next to my house, because we used to live in the city center, where they used to sell a lot of banana and vegetables, the main market. So, and we had next to our house a banana storage where they bring in the banana to make it ready to sell it. So I used to go and steal banana and eat banana. I like to eat banana, a lot of banana when I was a child. Until now, I like to eat banana. But, children taking banana from here, taking apples from here. Or I used to escape to the camels market.
Oh.
So we had camels, and I like the camels, to see them, because I like animals in general, especially the camel, So that was my childhood, living in the city center of Hebron. City center of Hebron, it was almost Times Square. If you want to imagine, so busy. So my father used to hold my arm when I was a child, not to lose me, because of thousands of people coming from all over West Bank to buy the handmade product, which Hebronites are famous to produce and to sell. And we had some settlers, Israeli settlers, who broke in illegally to a small corners in the city, but it was not, it was not affecting the Palestinian beautiful markets and streets, because not many restrictions yet, nothing, because the settlement in the city of Hebron was started 1979, and I was born 1980, so my childhood was around that, cycling, playing, going around, going to the playground of my school, going to the school, studying hard, and being a good kid in my neighborhood. That's my childhood. My childhood was shocked when I was 14. Baruch Goldstein, 1994, broke into the Ibrahimi Mosque, the fourth famous mosque in Islam, and he killed 29 Palestinians and hundreds were injured. That was the milestone in my childhood, that I was afraid to walk outside alone. I became afraid to go play. My mother was afraid about me, to let me do the same banana, camels, cycling, football, soccer, thing. And I didn't go to my school for 3 months. It was a curfew. They closed the area completely. So we were the victims of that massacre from Baruch Goldstein, and we were the people who were punished because we don't have power. They punished us. They confiscated all the external yards of the Ibrahimi Mosque, where I used to go to play as well. That was really surprising. But I continued life. In spite of this, I continued my path toward my dream, which was to become a professor in engineering.
So there was a definite shift of kind of a normal, happy, fun childhood to one that was colored, shaped by violence, by occupation, and
Yes, the occupation affected my childhood. I was a happy child. I had a family who cared a lot about me and about my other brothers and sisters. We are 7. And we all were doing well in school. Each one has his own talent, and the massacre was the milestone for all of us. And Hebron became militarized. Closed shops, closed markets, closed streets. They closed the vegetable market. They closed the fruit market. They closed the wholesale market. So the area became, in a way or another, a little bit dead. Till it reached the point to be described ghost town.
Ghost town. Yeah.
Did the change happen just like overnight?
No, the first change was 1994.
Right, but like the shutting down of
Shutting down 1994.
Yeah.
Everything closed after the Ibrahimi Mosque massacre.
Okay.
Then we had Hebron redeployment agreement, the peace agreement between Netanyahu government, who lies day and night, and the Palestinian Authority. They divided the city for H1 and H2.
Right.
H1, Hebron 1, under the Palestinian Authority control and, civilian and security control. And H2, where I used to live, under the Israeli military control. And it was a temporary peace agreement. So till we reach the two-state solution, and this part of Hebron, as all over West Bank, will be part of the state of Palestine. But the Israeli government and the Israeli occupiers refused to give up land and refused to give up the Palestinian authority to the Palestinian Authority, any real authority. They wanted to keep controlling from the river to the sea. They wanted to keep restricting our import, our export, to restrict our electricity, to control the amount of water we drink. So they refused. Then the second intifada started. So the first milestone was 1994, reopened partially on the agreement, the peace agreement, and then closed again in 2000. After the beginning of the second intifada, they used it as an excuse to close more streets, to close more markets, to confiscate more houses, to the point now the city is described as a ghost town. Ghost town, what it means? Empty. We're talking about almost 1,000 apartments in the city center of Hebron. Empty. We're talking about 1,800 shops closed because of the closure policy. So the majority of the shopping area closed. 1,800 shops. And the families were destroyed because each shop was feeding many families.
Right.
It was not owned by one person, and many people were working. So it affected the employment, and it affected the business. It affected who's coming to Hebron and who's not. Then checkpoints. They put a policy of movement restrictions. 22 checkpoints in less than 1 kilometer square. 22 checkpoints. More than 100 movement barriers. They started changing the names of the streets from Palestinian Arabic name to Israeli Hebrew names. So I was born in Bab el-Khan. We own the house until now, but we are not allowed to go there. They changed it in my lifetime to Aimek Hebron. From Bab el-Khan to Aimek Hebron. So they are trying to remove our identity, to remove our nationality as Palestinians, to remove us completely by a policy of that they don't evict you physically by hands, but they make it impossible for you to stay. The area where I live now, not in the old house where I was born, because it's a closed military zone and I'm not allowed to go there, and my parents are not there anymore. You have no security. You don't feel safe. Imagine that you walk in the streets. I gained more weight because I don't walk my 10,000 steps per day. Because I don't feel safe especially after October 7th. You don't sleep well. You have nightmares. You are afraid in your house because you don't have any protection. Who surrounded you? Israeli military soldiers and Israeli fanatic extreme settlers who are very extreme. You don't accept them to be your neighbors here in the United States. Many of them, they are well known of their very, very aggressive and very, very fanatic political views. Then, no services. What it means, no services? It means you can't get an ambulance on time. Ambulance. If you are sick, if you have any emergency, medical need, the ambulance can't reach you on time. You need to pre-arrange the ambulance with the military, and it's almost impossible. It's impossible. It takes days, many hours, so you skip all the emergency cases. Then electrician, plumber, journalist, you have no life. So no security, no services, and no social life. The area now, more after October 7th, it's so restricted. So you can't bring in your friends, Palestinian friends, to your neighborhood. You have to go outside the checkpoint to socialize and come back. And you don't have any certainty that the checkpoint is open, or you can leave, or maybe you can't come back. And it happened to many people that they were not able to come back to their homes because the checkpoints were closed, and they stayed outside and for many days. And they don't care. The occupation doesn't care about you. They don't treat you as a human being. Then they have something new, which is using the surveillance and artificial intelligence to profile Palestinians, to move, to track Palestinians, to spy on Palestinians, and to monitor Palestinians. And you are profiled in their system and colored, satisfied by red, green, yellow. And they are using the camera. Everybody on Earth, they are using artificial intelligence to increase production, to save lives, to help humans. In Palestine, in Hebron, which the Israeli military describes it as a smart city because of the drone system and the surveillance system. It's a smart from one side because it doesn't follow violent for Israeli settlers. It's only against normal Palestinians as me. So they see whoever comes in and out from my house, and they punish them for that. And they have all my information in a file. So when I reach the checkpoint, the soldier knows who I am. And it's so scary.
Yeah.
Because the soldiers usually act according to their political agenda.
Yeah.
And I'm a human rights defender. So he may not like that politically. And the military system allows them to punish me for my political view. So I'm many times I was delayed, detained, beaten, sent back, because soldier, it's not according to the law, according to the military system, he's allowed to do whatever he wants. So that's the point, that the situation in Hebron, after October 7th, we say Hebronization from the river to the sea. The Hebron is a microcosm of the Israeli occupation. They took that restrictions of movement, changing the names of the streets, the settler violence, the army aggression, to all over West Bank. So you have streets divided in many other areas in the West Bank. You have military everywhere. You have settlers attacking people in the streets. You have the surveillance. You have the remote control guns, which was first installed in Hebron and tested in Hebron. Because I feel, I live in a lab, technology lab, technology lab, that they are testing this technology on me first, then they use it somewhere else.
Yeah. You said in your talk last night that there was a turning point in your life when you were in college and you were studying to be an engineer, and then your college got shut down by occupiers.
We suffer a lot from collective punishment. We, the Palestinians, pay very high price because of this. The Israeli occupation is using any opportunity to dehumanize us, to make our life harder and harder. Palestinian families in general invest a lot on education. People are so educated in Palestine. And schools and universities are very, very strong. And I had a dream to become a professor in engineering. So I did well in my school. And I went into my engineering college. And I was studying day and night.
Sometimes all night, you said.
Sometimes all night, yes. I remember that I solved certain calculus, math equations in 3 steps. And I remember that one morning I went and the professor was solving, because, an hour math in electricity is hard. So he was solving. He spent maybe 20 minutes solving the equations. And I told him 3 steps only. Looked at me, he said, "Oh my God, what is this?"
Okay.
That's me.
Yeah.
This is,
So you had a promising career.
Yes, and I spent 4 years not getting into the cafeteria. not dating anybody, as other students do. No social life. Engineers, and holidays, many assignments. We hated holidays, because the professors, whenever there is a holiday, guys, yalla, okay, assignments. It's great. You have days off now. Do this. Oh no, teacher, please, blah, blah, blah. You should do it. Then one of the morning, I went to my university in my last year, which I chose to socialize. That last year I said, okay, I will not finish early. I will make, the last year with very, very small credit hours. That I had only 2 subjects. So it's easy to do, okay? I found the university closed for good. The campus was sealed by the occupation. Why? Security. What security to send students to the streets? I was broken. I was very disappointed. I felt I lost my dream. I lost my future. I lost everything in my life. I was very ready. I was ready to revenge. Revenge in any way. Violent way. Anything. You stole my dream. I make you suffer. So I went to my house crying, very angry, very disappointed, thinking what to do. Luckily, when I searched how to make a revolution, I wanted to make a revolution for education, not about occupation. So for me, it was not about occupation. For me, my family allowed me to do education. They didn't allow me to do any political activity, okay? So I said, okay, it's a revolution. Civil rights movement, doing great and winning. Anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. Wow. I watched some videos. I read a lot of books and articles. Then I read about Gandhi. Wow. Oh. But they were all not Muslims. What I do, and I talk to Muslim students, to tell them, from other people, So I found, I teach more. I found a Pakistani non-violence leader, was working with Gandhi. His name Bacha Khan. I read about him. Then I read the tactics of Gene Sharp, a non-violence scholar here in the United States. And I went back to the students with the idea of fighting the closure of our university using non-violence resistance. The other students, we didn't have any other choice.
Right.
We want to do something, And me, it was a tactic for me. It's not about that I didn't believe in violence, It was a tactic for me. But I liked the idea, to be very honest. And we made a committee, 7, secret, underground. Nobody knew who's leading the students. Brochures to the students, informing them about our new movement. After a few months of protesting, campaigning, we managed to occupy the main campus. Thousands of students. Everybody got in. And we challenged the Israeli military, reopened the sealed campus, cleaned the cafeteria, we cleaned the classes, the university was cleaned by all students, female and male students working, acting together. It was amazing. It was really amazing. It was really touching, Then after a few weeks of staying in the university against the Israeli military and against our administration as well. Our administration refused to join us.
The Palestinian.
Yeah, Palestinian. Yeah. They were afraid. And we managed to pressure the Israeli military to give up.
Wow.
And we made a huge campaign. Media, community campaign. We almost made it a big deal. For us, it was about our education.
Yeah.
This is the way how Palestinians live. They fight for education. They fight for work. They fight for farming their lands. They fight to live a normal life. This is the reality to live under the Israeli occupation. Here in the United States, the families push their children to go to study, to go to school. Go! And give them a lot of incentives. And they say, no, we don't want. In Palestine, no. students know and the families know, one of the way of fighting the occupation is to have educational degree, to be educated, to be informed. This is how I started. Then after we won, I remember that my graduation was delayed for 2 months. So I discussed my graduation project, because in engineering we do project, in December 3rd, 2003. So instead of May, June, it was December 3rd. So 2 months late, almost, a little bit more. And it was really very important for me to try that experience. So I graduated as a very good engineer and a very good activist.
And an activist, yes.
Man. Are there people from that time when you all worked together as students? Do you still get together with those students?
Yes.
Or?
We always talk about it.
Yeah.
I had a professor who's one of the best professors in mechatronics in the world. He came to me and told me, Issa, without doing that, you would not reopen the university.
Wow.
Because we were in an engineering university. The university was technical university, as the MIT here. It was only engineers and technicians, and our professors were very proud of us, to be very honest, and we always talk about it.
It was a revolution.
Yes, that was the start. I can say that all the actions and the campaigns I worked on, almost I won. I'm working on a small victories. For me, small victories will end up with a big victory.
Yeah. And in your activism work, is it true that you've been arrested like 40 times and you've been beaten, harassed, tortured?
Not 40 times.
Not 40 times.
Much more than.
More than 40 times. Wow.
They used to arrest me 25 times per year.
25 times. Wow.
Per year.
I used to spend the weekend in jail. I used to spend weeks in jail.
Wow.
Just for protesting, the occupation, for documenting the occupation, and sometimes to please the settlers. The police used to arrest me for a few hours. Arrest me, handcuffed me, blindfolded me, put me in the military jeep. Settlers are happy, rejoice the arrest of Issa. Then they took me to somewhere else and released me. So they used to arrest me, detain me, to please the settlers, to tell them, see, we arrested him.
Yeah.
That's why, because I am under the military law, I have no rights. One time, I never forget it, Israeli soldiers came to my house in Tel Rumeda, arrested me, and walked with me from the settlement. Settlers were happy, they were singing, and the soldiers working. I'm handcuffed, blindfolded, dragged by them violently, and they made a tour of me being arrested with them.
Like a parade.
A parade, yes, exactly. This is what happened. Yeah, a parade,
Wow.
Then they took me to an empty house, threatened to shoot me, and released me after a few hours. It happened to me many, many, many times.
And so what keeps you from fighting back, from physically? There's a video of you being thrown to the ground.
Don't touch me. Come on. We're just passing by, walking to my house. We are allowed to film the video.
Delete the video.
Many videos I filmed.
Delete the video.
No, I don't delete the video.
Delete.
No, I don't. Just film it and go home. Hey. Hey. Okay, come on. Why you act like that? Bring your command. No, you are touching my body with your gun. Okay, stay away from me now. What do you want? No, why? It's my right. It's my right. I want to call my lawyer. Don't touch me.
Hey! Leave him!
Oh, what the?
I want an ambulance.
What's the matter with you, guy? Are you so bored?
Hide the phone.
Send the video to someone. Yes, please.
You know, what happens within you that you don't fight back?
I was attacked physically many times. 5 stitches, 3 stitches, stones on my head from Israeli settlers. My nose was broken. I was hit all over my body. I have a permanent backbone problem for being beaten by the Israeli soldiers and police and other people. Yeah, I was physically attacked. And they attacked my reputation. They verbally assaulted me many times. You know, it's everywhere. I know that if you want to make a change, you will become the enemy of the people there. Mm. So they see me as an enemy. So they do all of that to shut me off and to make me become a violent person. First, I'm not allowed to defend myself according to the Israeli military law. I believe in defending my life, okay, to defend. But you are not allowed by law to defend yourself. If you touch them, when they are attacking you, you are in jail or you are shot. This is one. Second, I transform my anger to positive reaction. So I don't let them get what they want. Yeah. They want me to react violently. I transform that to non-violence. For me to revenge from whatever they do to me is to do non-violence activities and actions, to do it more, to be more stubborn on my methodology of using non-violence resistance. On the other hand, I see the human being is the most important asset. Nobody should harm. So I believe in not harming humans, not harming animals even, not harming the environment. This is what I believe. I believe that we all have responsibility to protect all humans in spite of their beliefs, in spite of their religions, in spite of their behavior. We should protect all animals, protect all our environment as well. This is how we get sustainability, and this is how we can really make a different future for all of us.
And how does your faith kind of shape those beliefs?
You know, in Islam, there are a lot of statements and a lot of commands not to kill, not to cut a tree, not to target a child, not to target an elder, not to fight who doesn't fight you, not. Islam is full of non-violence. Okay. A lot of what Prophet Muhammad and what is in Quran, it's about non-violence. And in Islam, the highest jihad, أعظم الجهاد كلمة حق عند سلطان جائر. أعظم الجهاد, the greatest jihad, is to say the truth and to confront a dictator. That's in our religion. It's part of our religion. Yeah. So if it's part of our religion, but unfortunately, when you use the term jihad, you takes us to ISIS. ISIS killed more Muslims than anybody else. They are targeting Muslims. In Islam, you are not allowed to kill anybody because the blood of Muslims is so valuable. We should not kill, and ISIS are killing them. And for the Muslims, it's a problem. Yeah. Then they label all the Muslims as if they support ISIS and support terrorism, and even they label people. Anybody who's Muslim is labeled as a terrorist. It's not true. The majority of the Muslims the mass majority of our Muslims are so peaceful and they are pacifists.
I was wondering, you use the term jihad, and I know people have heard it, like you said, connected with ISIS and connected with extremist groups. Can you explain when you say the highest jihad, when you talk about the Islamic faith?
It means that, using non-violence, using words, talking to people, dialogue, convincing people by words, going and confront verbally. It didn't say that go and kill the dictator. That's the highest jihad. It says go and say the truth in spite of anything. This is how we should behave. And this is how I behave, I see that I should raise my voice more and more to talk about our oppression, to talk about our occupation, to talk about our suffering as Palestinians, to talk about peace as well, to talk about everything in spite of what the results are. This is part of the religion as well.
And you said you also that this is not new. You are not the first Palestinian to be fighting violence with non-violence, doing this resistance. That you come from a long line, that this is part of your Palestinian culture.
When I meet especially pro-Israel groups, they say, wow, we love you, but you are the only one. What? Issa is special. No, I'm not special. Me, Issa, I'm not moving people from using violence to non-violence. Because the people who are using violence in our community are very few. I'm trying to take people out from their pacifism to act.
Active.
Yeah, to be active.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I say active existence is resistance. And each Palestinian farmer who's farming his land in spite of the Israeli aggression and restrictions and violence and attacks on him is a hero.
Wow. Yeah.
Each Palestinian teacher who goes to teach his students in the school and he is targeted, beaten, detained by the soldiers at the checkpoints is a resistance person. He's resisting.
Yeah.
Each engineer, each doctor, the journalists are targeted, the teachers, the paramedics are they killed the paramedics in Gaza. And in the West Bank, they kill them, they shoot them. So we see that the majority of the Palestinian people are using non-violence resistance to remain and to stay and to show resilience and steadfastness. This is how we do it. And the other hand, I'm not the one. And it's not 2003. History of non-violence campaigning in the 90s and the 80s and Beit Sahur, they print the IDs in the 80s. They boycotted the Israeli milk and they had the cows, and there are films about the wanted 18 cows, Google it, you will find a great film, you like it, it's so funny. And first Intifada, from my understanding, and I studied it well, I found that it was a community resistance, protests, strikes all over, campaigns. Wow, first Intifada. And then in Jerusalem, people were praying in the streets against closing the Al-Aqsa Mosque and trying to put metal detectors, right of return marches on Gaza borders. People were protesting at the fence, trying to end the siege of Gaza. We had many protests in West Bank, and we have now a lot of protests. Today there is a protest. On Friday there are many protests. The people were going to their land only to pray in the land. What is that? Terrorism? It's non-violence resistance. And even if you go before 67, you had non-violent campaigns. And we remember that we have very long strike in 1936 against the British mandate. So people, they talk about these things, but unfortunately media likes blood and likes action, and for them non-violence is not action. They don't want to follow a farmer for farming his land, or a teacher teaching his students, or a paramedic going with ambulance, or doctors or engineers or professors or people how they smuggle. My grandfather was killed in 1950 when he was smuggling goods between Gaza and West Bank. That's resistance. What we call it resistance, because to smuggle goods from one people to another, it's resistance, as well. My father was shot 1967, was shot badly and almost lost his life when he was carrying food to take to his mother and his sisters who were hiding in the caves when they occupied Hebron. He never carried a gun, but he was on his donkey carrying flour, and the cauliflower and the food to his family, and he was shot by the Israeli soldiers.
Wow. You've said that one of the ways that you practice resistance is that you are trying to make the occupation costly.
Yes.
And I thought that was just incredible. Can you say more about that?
Yes, we can make the occupation legally costly
Okay.
by going to ICC, to the ICJ, to the UN, to different courts here. So the occupiers will know that they will pay a price. And now the state of Israel is accused of genocide by the International Court of Justice.
Mm-hmm.
And Israeli Prime Minister is wanted by the International Criminal Court. It's not a Palestinian court. It's not pro-Palestine court. It's so neutral court. So this is costly. Many settlements, factories and companies and pro-settlements, the illegal settlements, are labeled as in the blacklist of the UN, the United Nations. Here, the previous administration did sanction on certain settlers, violent settlers. Canada did, the EU did. So that's the way we do illegal activities in one hand. The other hand, economical activities. Anybody invest in settlements, invest in companies which support the occupation, they are boycotted and people are boycotting them. Third, do activities on the ground. Make them bring more soldiers all the time. Make them, in emergency all the time. Make them feel uncomfortable. Fourth, which is very important, about narrative and the reputation and about how we can describe the Israeli government as occupiers and as oppressors, and that Israel is not defending itself. It's defending its occupation, its apartheid, its supremacy, its land, its Palestinian land confiscation, house demolition. So by increasing awareness and networking and campaigning and level up Palestinians, it means we make the occupation costly. So each one of us, each listener, can make the Israeli occupation and apartheid costly. And why it's apartheid? Some people say, no, it's not apartheid. I am under the Israeli military law, which means non-violent resistance is not allowed. I am guilty until I am proven innocent. I don't have any political or civil rights. I don't exist as a human being under the military law. I'm always guilty. I'm always accused. I'm suspicious all the time. The settlers who live next to my house are under the Israeli civilian law. So when you have two sets of laws in the same area for different people, that's racism and apartheid. This is what was happening here in the United States in the 50s. This is why the civil rights movement and many white and black people, they didn't accept that system, which didn't accept the black people as equal human beings as other Americans. So we as Palestinians fighting for freedom, for equality and for justice, it's not about destroying Israel. And it's not about killing the Jews. In the contrary, we are not the ones who are killing them. In the contrary, 2024 settlers, Israeli settlers in the West Bank, attacked Palestinian attacks more than 1,400 times. Much more than Palestinians attacked the Israelis. Hundreds of Palestinians were injured. On the other hand, the Israeli government demolished more than 1,000 Palestinian structures in 2024. They destroy our houses. They demolish our houses for no reason, not for security reason even.
Yeah.
They build more settlements. They confiscate our land. They don't give us enough water. They steal our water aquifers. Imagine that you own that land. The Israeli a company comes, control it, take the water aquifer, and sell you the water. I'm not saying Pepsi, and you don't get enough water for shower. You get half of what you need, or 1/3 of what you need, or 1/4 of what you need. You get it not for free even. They sell you the water. The same with electricity. The same with import and export. They control everything. Israel is controlling from the river to the sea. It's one apartheid state from the river to the sea. They control everything. The Palestinian Authority is without any authority.
And there's no accountability for... No.
And there is no accountability. The one who broke my nose got nothing. The one who stitches here, attacked me on my body, who attacked my house, stole my property, stole my things, who attacks other Palestinians, there is a kind of impunity because the system is for them. And the military court, its sole purpose is to suppress Palestinians and make Palestinians give up asking for freedom.
So I just hear, reading all the history of Palestine under different empires and regimes, centuries, and then even just in your lifetime of your own family generation, your grandfather and your father, your experiences. I myself feel a rage and anger. And I know with engineering, we talked just a bit on the ride here, the taking theory and the difference between theory and practice. So in theory, nonviolence is great. But I just wonder, you have to hold so much rage, right? Am I incorrect in saying that? Like, there's so much rage. And so in theory, nonviolence works. In practice, when you are actually getting beaten and people are wanting to take your life, how do you keep that practice of not physically reacting?
As an engineer, we believe in practice.
Yeah.
And we learn to do a kind of combination between the theory and the practice. We test theories and practice. And we see troubleshooting and simulation. We do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So life for us as engineers, all engineers and all over the world, they think in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
For them, their mind is a system like that. Input, processing, anything. You put input, processing, output, and feedback to correct the processing and the input to get the best efficiency. And you have disturbance. The disturbance is the enemy of the system. For us, the disturbance is the occupation and military aggression. So as a non-violent person, that's my life cycle. This is how I think. So there is a lot of disturbance on me.
Yeah.
So I need to do a kind of damping, to reduce its influence on my system, on me, and my behavior. And to be very honest, it's not easy.
No.
When a soldier rejoices torturing you, I was tortured and sexually assaulted by soldiers on October 7th, and they were listening to music, dancing, rejoicing, doing that to me. It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy to keep your peace inside. You need to take it out. You need to take it out. At the checkpoint, when you see them sexually harassing teenager in front of you, soldiers.
You were talking about practicing almost like an inner peace or an inner calm. Is that something you do on a daily basis to practice for when time comes when you are beaten?
I practiced by doing.
Yeah.
So I was beaten, detained, ill-treated many times.
Yeah.
And sometimes I came back angry and devastated and destroyed from inside. But I convinced myself they are doing that to dehumanize me and to feel good. So I used to feel shy when they asked me to take off my clothes. Now I don't feel shy. I train myself not to feel shy and to do it and to make them not feel happy about doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so my strategy was in the beginning to be detained at a checkpoint, to take a book and read. They didn't care. Then I bought an iPhone with Candy Crush to playing in front of them because they are allowed to detain me for 3 hours. Then they used to detain me at the first checkpoint 3 hours and the second checkpoint after a few meters. The next one another 3 hours. So 6 hours per day. That was too much. So I kept trying. It's learning by trying. We call it work-based learning, that you do something and learn from it. Then I said, oh my God, the soldiers like it and they don't care if I read or play Candy Crush. So I started making noise at the checkpoint. Singing, talking loudly, talking to the soldier, what is the name of your girlfriend, what's going on, what you like to do in your life. So I annoyed the soldier. So now they either arrest me or let me go. But to arrest me, I did nothing to be arrested.
Yeah.
Okay, so my strategy is to make noise at the checkpoint. So they make the soldiers not to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So instead of me being, inside with anger, you put the anger on them.
Mm-hmm.
And something else, to believe in what are you doing makes you more peaceful. To believe in that you are making them angry and they are doing this to you because they know you are doing something good or something, so effective, and you have a huge influence. That's what make me really, really, really to convince myself continue doing these things. I train Palestinians to do it. And you train your body even, not to react in a violent way to violence, You react by documentation, you react by behaving in a certain way, not to give them any excuse. That is how we do it. It's not only me, many Palestinians, they keep their anger and they transform it from one way to another. Some people, they play sports, they walk, they go to the gym to take out their anger.
Yeah.
But at checkpoints, I make the soldiers feel uncomfortable if they do anything to me or to the people in front of me.
Yeah. I find it so amazing. I mean, some of your stories of like you in the trial and the soldier showing you the video of you and you saying, that could be me. I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not.
Yeah, it's about if you understand the military system very well.
Right.
You can, really, work to not give them any evidence about you, to the point that I was doing something very good, giving out cameras to Palestinian children and train them to document the human rights violations. The police, the Israeli police, should come to me and tell me, give us the videos. Great, you film. But they didn't want that. They don't want evidence against their people. They don't want evidence against the Israeli settlers. So when they showed me the video, it was in Al Jazeera. It was published on Al Jazeera. They said, maybe me, maybe not. I don't know what the content. I don't know when was it. I should check with experts what was said here, because maybe you showed me only one part. And I should check it. And he said, no, it's you. I said, no, maybe. No, maybe yes, I don't say it. You say, it's up to you. Then I went to court. I was arrested for incitement based on this fake evidence. Because the evidence was, he saw it in his own way. And he tried to show me that he's my friend in the beginning. I know, he's not my friend, okay? And there will be no friendship between an oppressed and oppressor. No way. If you see an oppressed person walking with an oppressor, it means that the oppressor is doing something to the oppressed person. Or the oppressed person is afraid, and we are oppressed as Palestinians. There is no equality. It's not a conflict. It's occupation and occupiers. Oppressed Palestinians and Israeli oppressors. So I went to court, and he brought the video as an evidence against me for doing incitement. First, the video was okay and said incitement, but in the military system, anything can be done against me. And the judge said, from where you got the video? To the prosecutor and the police. They said, from online. Legally, they should get it from the one who filmed it and say it's Issa, or that I say yes, it's me. I didn't say yes. She said, did he say that it's him? So the policeman like this. No. And I was, standing in the courtyard like that. And the judge said, okay, you have no evidence against him, release him. And it's the court itself, it's not a fair trial. It's 99.7 conviction rate. Yeah. So I'm getting the 3, less than 3%, of fleeing from their injustice and from their system. And the judge knew that it's me, but even she didn't like that they go after me for giving out cameras to Palestinians to react in a non-violent way to the violence coming to them, to ward them from the Israeli settlers and the Israeli soldiers. And she said, Issa, why you do only Al Jazeera interviews? I told her, she decided, now it's outside the protocol. I told her, who said that it's only Al Jazeera? I talked to the Israeli TV. I was on Channel 1 last week too. And really, I talked to Israeli media.
Yeah.
And I talked to American media, I talked to European media, I talked to Palestinian media. I have a message and I'm ready to disseminate this message from any platform. The main idea is to reach people. And I believe that people change. I believe that people, when they know, when they study, and I hope the audience now and the listener and the people who are watching us to study more, to learn more about Palestine and Israel. I want them to know the truth. I want them to know the reality. Open your heart. Be very critical, because it's very important to be very critical and ask for evidence for everything. Because if you watch Baby Netanyahu speaking in the American news outlets, they don't allow us speak. They allowed Netanyahu. They feel closer to him here. The media outlets, the mainstream media, full of lies, historical lies. He lies about facts. If you tell him what is this, if the presenter just tell him what, he will not find a way to give a source or to give a reference to what he's talking about. In the contrary, he openly lies, as Mr. 47, as Mr. Trump. He's lying all the time, almost, about many things. Those people who are, the authoritarian regimes, they try to put the blame on the victims. They put the blame on the people, to put the blame on the journalists. This is what Trump did, and this is what Netanyahu is doing. They blame us as defenders to defend human rights. Imagine that you are the defender of human being and you are blamed for that. It's the contrary. You blame the oppressors. You blame the other people who try to harm human beings, not us. And they label you Hamas, Islamic Jihad, terrorist, anti-Semitic. What is anti-Semitic? Come on, guys. We love the Jews, and we want to protect them, and we want them to live free and equal, and we want to live free and equal. The same way we want equality. All of us together as human beings. You can't. The black people can't oppress the white people because they were oppressed in the past. They can't justify oppressing the white people now because they were bad long time ago. It's not justified. But the same with us. When I talk to Jewish people, I tell them, you are the ones who should understand me, because you were really suffering a lot in your communities. The Jews were. I know what it means and what happened to the Jews in the past. I know it well. But our lessons from what happened, not to repeat it again to anybody. And not to justify doing it to anybody. It was not justified what happened to the Jews in the 40s and the 30s. And it should not be repeated to anyone.
I know you are activist, Issa, a lot of the time now. But I also want to recognize that you are just Issa, as a person with dreams and goals and hopes for the future. So in hearing about your childhood and your love of engineering and going to school, I think the occupation has robbed all Palestinians of being able to attain their true hopes and dreams. But do you feel, you've won award after award, you're up for the Nobel Peace Prize this year. With all of that, all of the platforms that you're given to speak about Palestinians, do you also feel like you've been robbed of just being able to go to school for engineering and become a professor?
Yes, I agree. They robbed my life. And I didn't want to be that occupied with activism. I wanted to live with my family, to raise my children, to live peacefully, and I have a passion of taking care of environment and protecting farms, protecting animals, and have a community, organizing things with enjoyment, with music. Now I don't have a social life. I didn't fulfill my dream yet to become a professor in engineering. I got my master's. I am now preparing for my PhD, but even my PhD is politicized.
Yeah.
Imagine that, I'm trying to research something my people are suffering from, which is the surveillance and using the artificial intelligence to intimidate them, to make them, leave their homes. So really, when I think about it, I don't want to continue like that. I don't want my son to be occupied as well by this and to be forced to fight back the occupation. I want we all, Israelis and Palestinians, fight for a better future, not to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
Do you think that I don't feel afraid that I may lose my life? I'm very afraid about that. It's not easy. It's not easy to put your life in front. I have a friend, she is always, going after me. Your life is very important. Yes, my life is very important. But my dignity and my people need me. I can't give up doing what I'm doing. So I'm not selfish. But in the same time, I don't want to give up my life. I want to stay and remain and do more and for my life without this stress, without this harm to me. To look, I don't like, I like sports. Now I'm gaining weight. Nobody's talking that I feel a little bit bad about it, because I want to walk freely, I want to practice freely, I want to do my sports, to sleep whenever I want, to wake up whenever I want. It's not the case now. But in the same time, as a defender, I'm very happy. I feel happy and I enjoy being a defender. I enjoy for being in the right side of history. It's not easy to be in the right side of history, because you are either in the right side of history, doing something for humanity forever, and you will be acknowledged and dedicated for this, and people will remember you and follow your steps, or you are a person not mentioned at all, because you do nothing except things for yourself only, or you are a war maker. People remember either war makers or peacemakers. And we chose to be peacemakers. So we are lucky a little bit.
I wonder, to end, there is a term in Arabic that I have just absolutely loved since I heard it, which is samud. And you mentioned steadfastness.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about samud and what it means to the Palestinian people?
Samud means that you stay and remain active in your land, and you don't give up your rights, and you stay as the olive tree, green all year, with very deep, strong connection to the land. This is what means Sumud. The Sumud symbol in Palestine is the olive tree. Green all the land, gives fruits, very valuable fruits, stick to the land. If they water it or not, it gives fruits, it stays strong. It doesn't die easy. That's Sumud. Stay and remain and determine with commitment to make a change. That's Sumud to me.
Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Thank you for your story and all that you brought and for spreading your message and staying steadfast. Would it be okay, Anna, if we end with your song? This song is how they end every Michiana Voices for Middle East Peace talk. And I just love it, and I cry every time. So I asked Anna if she would bless us with this song.
Yes, it is by Alexandra Blakely. You do not carry this all alone. No, you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this on your own. So you do not carry this all alone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Issa.
That's all for this episode of Called to Be Bad. Keep being your bad, beautiful selves, and I will see you next time.